Welcome to Roundabout's Reverb Theatre Arts Festival. I'm Sarah Hom, Roundabout's Director of Audience Services. My image description is as follows. I am an adult Asian woman with cerebral palsy. I have shoulder-length straight black hair, brown eyes, and medium fair skin. I'm wearing a bright pinkish purple dress, red lipstick, and clear cat eye glasses that are embedded with glitter. My digital background is the interior of the American Airlines Theater, one of 5 stages that Roundabout calls home. On behalf of all of us at Roundabout, I hope you know how much we miss having you at our theaters. With this festival, we explored a theme that all of us have been grappling with during this challenging year: connection. These 24 pieces, all created by artists with disabilities, explore what connection means to them. Even through these difficult times, we are always looking for ways to share new works and new voices with you, and hope you enjoy this festival as much as we have enjoyed creating it. We want to acknowledge our lead partners on this project who have been so instrumental in the success of this festival: Arts for All Abilities Consortium, CoLab, Action Play, Dream Street Theater Company, and Epic Players. A huge thank you to Hands On, all of the participant artists who have shared their work with us, the collaborating artists who have shared their time and talents, and all of the artists involved in the individual pieces. Enjoy the show.
Late August, present day. Sandra and Nan's home. We are in their bedroom.
All right. How is that?
Wonderful.
Are you thirsty? I can get you water.
I'm fine.
Does it feel humid in here?
Not to me.
Are you sure? Because I can flip on the fan if you...
Your choice, love.
It's probably fine.
You know, there is one thing I need.
I knew you would. I'll be right back.
Oh, I didn't mean...
Already up.
Sandra reaches over to Nan's nightstand and picks up a well-worn book. A photograph falls out.
This way you have it if you need it. Felt like some reading? I'd be happy to read to you if you like.
Why this one?
It's a good book.
No, the picture. I thought you threw it out during your scrapbook phase. I specifically remember that being placed in a pile of photos ruined by shaky disposable cameras.
I guess I don't remember.
We have the nice one from the same day in the album, the one where my eyes are both open and looking at the camera.
I like it. You look happy.
I look concussed.
Good thing you don't have to look at it then.
Why this picture?
I don't know. It's sunny. You're laughing and you're wearing that yellow top I got you. That blurry arm is about to reach out to me and tell me to put the damn camera down and feel the sun with you.
You know, you're just a few feet away from the real deal. You don't need the picture to be next to me. So you're going to tell me why you won't sleep next to me, or do we have to keep talking around it?
I sleep next to you.
No, you're there until you think I'm asleep, and then you tiptoe over to the chair.
Not every night.
But most of them, since we found out.
It's not that I don't want to. I just fall asleep reading.
Bullshit.
Why didn't you say anything then?
It's not like I don't know this is horrible. And for you, most of all, I can't even imagine. I wanted to give you space if you needed it, but we're kind of running out of time here.
I've been here for everything you've needed, every meal time and med time and glass of water.
I know.
I guess I just hadn't realized it was happening so often.
I mean, is it easier for you to sleep in the chair?
My comfort isn't really the priority right now.
Of course it is.
No, it stopped mattering the day you made the decision.
I thought we made the decision to get together. You said you understood, that you agreed.
What else was I supposed to say?
Whatever you felt, the way you have throughout the rest of our relationship.
But this isn't like the rest of our relationship. It's the end of it.
So that's why you don't want to be near me. Because when you look at me, you see a sick person waiting to die.
Because I don't know how. You can ask me to respect your decision, but you can't ask me to know how to do this, because I don't. I don't know how to lie next to you and to feel your body curve into mine, to feel the warmth of your hips. I can understand what's going on. I can know it in my mind, but my body doesn't know how to hold you like it's the last time I ever will, when it actually is. And when I try, I keep thinking about all of those nights that I wasted in that chair. Hearing the rattle of your breath from across the room and looking at that picture. Wanting so desperately to touch you. But I can't because holding you suddenly feels like letting you go. And I don't know how to do that. But I know how to be there. I know how to be the one behind the camera, blurring all of the pictures because you're making me laugh. That's something I know how to do.
I'm sorry.
I didn't choose to be sick.
But I chose when I wanted to stop, and maybe that wasn't fair to you.
You know that I respect your decision.
You want me to stay?
I would never ask you to do that.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. But if you say yes, the woman in this picture isn't gonna suddenly come back to you. Only gets worse from here.
So then how can we be okay before?
And palms.
I think we just split. So what do you want, my love?
I want to go to bed with my wife.
They do. End of scene.
I was born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Then we moved to Cleveland, Ohio, Palatine, Illinois, and then to Reading, Connecticut, where I was in second grade 48 years ago. In 1986, I moved to New York City, and I have lived in Manhattan ever since. Both of my parents grew up on farms in Iowa. My mom's parents, the Murphys, held onto their incredible farm for 100 years. So we got to visit there every summer. They had a massive 240 acres of farm. Every time we came up their driveway, I could smell that it was the farm. Grandpa Murphy had milking cows, tractors, machinery, chickens, pigs, and you could smell all of it. We got out of the car and there was my grandpa and grandma, But before I even hugged them, I would take a breath and just be in the moment. Then we went into the farmhouse and oh my God, the smells of the inside of the house. Grandma Murphy was cooking for us. Everything she made was Iowa good. Well, on my first day, I would go outside and just look it all over, make sure it was all still there. I'll explore the lower part of the barn where Grandpa milked the cows. I love to watch Grandpa milking. In the olden days, he milked by hand. Now he did it with milking machines that went suck, suck, suck. Then he would pour the milk into these big, heavy cans with lids, and then the milk hauler would come every day and pick up the big cans. But that was the way my grandpa and grandma made their living. That was their weekly paycheck. There was always a cat dish on the cement step that Grandpa would slush some fresh warm milk into, and then all kinds of the barn cats would come running to get a taste. After checking out the cows, I climbed above the cow barn where there was a big loft filled with hay and straw bales. Sometimes we kids would climb around in there and slide down the hay bales like a slide on the playground. Whee! The cats sleep in the hayloft with all those bales to keep them warm. There was also a mean bull that we had to stay away from, so I didn't go near his pen. The air always smelled so good. Once my tour was over, it was time to get to work, which is pretty much what you do a lot when you live on a farm. The day started early when the rest of us would be getting up and Grandma would be downstairs getting breakfast on the table. Grandpa was already milking the cows. We had cereal with milk so fresh. It was sometimes warm and had chunks of cream in it. My grandfather let me drive the tractor around the farmyard while he walked beside me and down the road to the fields. I felt proud to be behind the wheel. One day, Grandpa said, "Well, Carol, I have my hay baler with me. Let's do some haying." He hooked up the antique hay baler to his tractor. It scooped the hay up and tied it into bales. Later, when my grandpa was driving, I walked behind the baler, and when the hay came out in round bales, I would pick it up with all my might and put it on the wagon. Of course, the farm wasn't all work, not when you're a kid on your summer vacation. Me and my brothers would climb on the wagons and climb up the side of the wire corn crib. Sometimes we went in wintertime when it was very cold. On days like that, us kids would mostly play with Grandma's laundry chute. It went from a trap door upstairs to the basement. It was for dirty clothes, but we would lower baskets filled with our toys on strings like it was in an elevator. Also in the basement was the shower. Grandma and Grandpa built this house when Mom was 18 years old. Before that, in the old house, they didn't even have an indoor bathroom. When I was washing dishes, I would look out the kitchen window and see this incredible sunset. Then I went outside to the side where my grandma's flowers were and watched the sunset set behind the barn. Then I went back and washed the rest of the dishes. I felt at peace because I love looking at the sunset. Grandma Murphy passed away when she was 87 years old, and Grandpa was 89. Grandpa stayed on the farm and farmed until he was 97. Then a tornado struck the entire farm dead center. Grandpa said that I was reading the paper one minute and the next minute I was underneath furniture and it was raining on me. The tornado had picked up the house and slammed it down into the basement and all the doors were jammed. Storm watchers driving by on another road said they saw the pieces of the Murphy barn up in the air. They quickly turned around and rescued my grandfather. When they put him in the ambulance, he only had one shoe. He never found the other shoe. My grandfather didn't usually drink any alcohol, but he said to the ambulance driver, "I'll take that drink now." Grandpa found a cozy apartment in town and lived there until he was 101. We would visit him and take him for a drive in his red pickup so he could visit his farms with many fields. It's been 5 years since I've been in Iowa. I close my eyes and think of the farm every single day. I'm so glad that I had those years of joyful experiences on our family farm.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, remember how I told you about that new club?
Oh, yeah. The one on Sunset?
Mm-hmm.
With the edible ball pit?
Yeah, that's the one.
Wild?
Well, Melissa ditched, so now we have a spot in the car open. We're leaving at 8.
Oh, I don't know if I could come, but it sounds really fun.
Good, because the spot is in the driver's seat.
Oh. So it's like I'm not really invited at all.
What? No. You know I don't have a license. Please, Jessica. Please, be our LA
I
chauffeur.
don't think I can come, man.
I'll buy you a drink.
But if I'm driving, I can't.
Come on, it's not like you're doing anything.
Ryan, I already told you this.
What?
My energy is super up and down.
What? It'll be worth it. This ball pit is insane.
Here, look. Cooking breakfast.
Okay,
Doing laundry.
I don't understand what these spoons are for.
Working on an Excel sheet.
Okay.
Making
All right.
lunch.
Oh.
Cleaning up.
Okay. Look, I'm
Doing
running out of space, man.
dishes, which you never do, by the way.
Okay, that's just a personal attack. Oh,
And
okay.
this one's for emergencies. God damn it.
Here, I got it. Whoa. We own so many spoons.
Well, you eat a lot of cereal, dude.
Don't you want to come?
Of course I do, but those spoons are like my units of energy. Think of my body like a daily battery. I have a dynamic disability, meaning it changes every day. So some days I wake up and I have a lot of spoons and I feel great. And on other days, I have like no spoons at all and I feel terrible. And for every action I do, I lose some energy or some spoons and I need time to recharge. It's called the spoon theory. This is what it's like to be chronically ill. I'm just a sick spoonie.
But you don't look sick. Maybe you should take some vitamins. C, D, 2? Is that a thing?
No, I can't just do these last minute things. But we can plan for another time.
Are you sure you don't feel up to it? I could use a wing lady.
I need you to try and understand. My life didn't work out like I planned, and it's not like my illness is a choice. No, I didn't choose to be this tired. This is now the way my body is wired. Please stop and really try to hear my voice. Are you listening to me? I don't know if this will stick. Can you listen to me? 'Cause I'm telling you I'm sick. I'm informing you that I can't do spur of the moment plans. Just listen to me.
I am listening. You said you don't feel good, right? Well, there's a few solutions. Have you thought about going on a cleanse or opening your chakras with a crystal lens? You should ferment cabbages or soak in peaches. Sure, I'm not a doctor, but I can see your symptoms aren't so standard on WebMD. Have you thought about exercise or trying leeches? Are you listening to me? You need homeopathy. Can you listen to me? 'Cause I'm full of empathy. Just fake it till you make it, then I know that you'll feel fine. So listen to me.
If things were different, if things went as planned, you just believe me, you'd understand. But things aren't different, so I tried my own route, and I try not to feel like I'm always missing out. I wish I could go.
So let's go. No more FOMO.
If things were different, no, I can't go.
Let's go.
Can't go.
Let's go.
Won't listen to me. Look, I said that I'm in pain. You won't listen to me, even though I did explain. There's one way that this night will end, so listen or you're not my friend. 'Cause friends listen to me. Friends listen to me. So, are you really going to sacrifice our friendship for your personal agenda?
I never thought about it that way.
You've never had to.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm listening now. Next time.
Next time.
Hello?
Hello, a person who is using sign language to communicate is calling you through an interpreter. One moment and I'll come to you.
Is this Tip?
Jose left. He said he can't be with me until I get sober and stay sober. I don't know what to do or who else to call, but I need help.
All right. Well, Tip, why don't you just come check in and we can talk about...
I want interpreters for meals and social time.
We've been through this.
I want to be able to communicate with the other patients in the halls between meetings. I want to be able to socialize, make friends. I want male interpreters.
Well, unfortunately, as you know, that's not always possible.
I don't care. Try harder. When we're breaking out into our weekly gender groups to talk about male things and male problems and our deepest masculine feelings, and the interpreter is the only female in the room, do you think any of us are comfortable opening up? Most of all, me? We're all side-eyeing the lady to make sure we haven't gone too far because we don't want to make her uncomfortable, which in turn makes all of us feel uncomfortable. And then all of the other patients are uncomfortable with me because I am the reason she's there in the first place. So I'm even more uncomfortable. I just end up sitting alone in my room the whole time while everyone else is playing games in the library or chatting in the cafeteria. Do you really think that makes me want to stop drinking?
This is an addiction clinic, Tip. Our job is to try to keep you sober, not happy.
Fuck happiness. I gave up on that a long time ago. What I'm asking for is simple, effortless human connection, communication, the one thing that every other patient gets without even having to ask.
The law says we must provide reasonable accommodations, so we do. However, you don't get to set the terms. The hospital does. The people above me do. The important thing is to focus on yourself and make the best of what you have. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet someone who can help you. Someone like
Alex?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No. You want me to find another patient and groom them to work for me. To interpret for the times when the hospital doesn't want to pay for a professional and then they go and kill themselves like Alex did. And I am left wondering if maybe somehow it was my fault. These people are addicts too. Don't they have enough to deal with already? Don't I? I am a fucking deaf alcoholic in a goddamn rehab that is designed for hearing people. Just like everything else in this fucking world. If you gave me what I need as a deaf person and stopped treating me like just some generic addict, then maybe I would stop relapsing and be able to stay sober.
I'm not trying to be the villain here, Tip. I genuinely do want to see you become sober, and I will do everything I can to make that happen. I just have to follow the rules, you understand?
Why?
Why what?
Why do you have to follow the rules? Why? So you can keep them happy? The people up there who make the fucking rules? Why is their happiness more important than my sobriety? Because they're the ones who sign your fucking paycheck. That's why. They don't know me. You do. So if you really want to see me get sober, then break the fucking rules and give me what I keep asking for over and over again. And we can show them why they are fucking wrong. Otherwise, why should I believe you?
Why do you want to become sober?
I already told you. Jose said that
No, I'm not talking about Jose. I'm not talking about anyone else. Fuck everyone else. Fuck Jose. Fuck the people upstairs. I'm talking about you, Tip. Why do you want to become sober? Until you figure that out, I can't help you. No matter how perfect the communication access is, no matter how many male interpreters I can get for you, you're not going to become sober. This is a journey you are on, and unfortunately, you're on it alone, just like everyone else, deaf or hearing. Until you can give me an answer to my question, I can't help you.
I just want to get rid of this fucking hangover.
Scene 1, March 2009. Frank and John in their respective apartments.
Hi, John. It's been so long.
Frank, I only saw you last night.
Which is a long time.
So what can we do today?
Really? We can see each other today?
Of course we can.
I can't believe I'm going to finally see you after 12 long hours without my best friend.
It'll have to be at least 13, because it'll take at least an hour to figure out a meeting place and travel to get there.
I know.
Don't cry, Frank. Only one more hour. Let's make this easier by coming up with a plan right away.
I have an idea. How about we meet up for lunch?
I'd love to, but I have an idea myself. Let's combine it with a movie.
Don, you've seen The Birdcage. You've seen In and Out. Do you know any others?
Not a gay movie.
Why not?
We've seen way too many, and it's not like it's going to get you a boyfriend.
But while I don't have one, it'll give me the experience of gay romance.
I understand, but I've seen those two, and I miss the days when we could see any movie together.
But I lost interest in movies without gay characters. Just like you lost interest in your obsession with baseball.
This is different.
No, it isn't. Losing interest is losing interest. Besides, it's been a while since you've seen those two movies. There are many details you've probably forgotten.
I remember enough details not to see either one again.
But I want a gay movie.
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Fine, one more gay movie and that's it.
Deal.
Okay, Frank, how about we go see a movie in the theater? I had the perfect suggestion. I love you, man.
I Love You, Philip Morris? I saw the preview, but that's not out for the fall.
No. I Love You, Man with Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. Look at the ad for it in today's paper.
Hold on.
Oh, this is going to work.
Oh, wow. Paul Rudd and Jason Segel are gorgeous. I hope they get together in the end.
I won't confirm or deny that.
I'll bet they do, especially from this tagline, "Are you man enough to say it?" What they say is they're in love with each other and they get married.
I'll tell you this much. I saw in the trailer that a couple gets engaged.
Of course, Paul and Jason do.
We'll see.
Scene 2, a few hours later after the movie ends, outside the theater.
Frank, you seem upset.
I'm very upset.
I'm sorry I tricked you into seeing this straight movie.
No, I absolutely loved it. Thank you so much, John.
Then what's wrong?
This movie makes me want a bromance myself. I've never had a male I'm close to, except for my father and ex-boyfriends. Yes, I want a romance, but I really want a bromance even more. You know I never had a brother. I wish I knew someone I could have a bromance with.
Oh, Frank, what about me?
I don't know. You've been my friend for 20 years, but it can't possibly be you.
And why not?
Because we're both gay and single.
But we never did anything romantic with each other.
You're right. We didn't. Wait, John, you can be my brother?
Of course. I mean, you were the one who was with me when my father and grandparents died.
Yes, I was.
And I can reenact some days in your life from long before we met. Like in your kindergarten class, when Miss Moss sent you to the principal's office for refusing to clean up the mess you made with her lipstick. You covered the floor with it because you thought it was a crayon.
Yes, and I can do the same with the day in your senior year of high school when Mr. Nicholson gave you an F in English because you wrote a book report on War and Peace instead of Valley of the Dolls.
That shows me just how much you're my bro.
Really, John?
Really, Frank.
Frank starts to jump up and down and scream with delight. At one point, he picks up John as he jumps and screams. Will you please quiet down? People can hear you all the way up at Dave and Buster's, and they need quiet as they're trying to focus on their game.
Sorry. Also, John, you have to promise me that no guy is ever going to come between us.
No guy ever will. I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.
The two give each other a big hug and pats on the back. End of play.
But it was just you here today. it was. I'm sitting here the only one here on this premises today. I think I know where you're going with this. No, I'm simply confirming that you alone were here when the earrings were stolen.
We're just going to say goodnight and to remind you that we will get through this as a family. Well, Mr. Guard, and that we will end up on our feet in no time. And smoking and mangoes from walking around, cigarette packs and broken beer bottles. Just seriously electric, and not about travel. I'm sorry I'm going through something right now. You're going through something.
When I was a child, I had a hard time with reality and tended to retreat into fantasy. I'd like to think with old age, though, I've overcome that. Yes. Well, dance was always where I felt my best self. But as fate would have it, instead I would go on to be one of the world's most prolific composers. Dancing in quarantine has provided so many great opportunities for me to explore my artistic voice, my passion. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly go back to a dance class anytime soon. I have my own choreographic language to learn. Yes, tonight is indeed my first choreography. Yes, I'm very excited to be embodying my music through dance tonight. Tonight, I'm revisiting The Well-Tempered Clavier, Book 1, Prelude number 12 in F minor. There's this long-standing controversy about whether or not the loops that I drew at the top of my page were meant to be tuning instructions. And tonight I want to clarify unequivocally that they were indeed tuning instructions, and not just for how to tune the clavier. They were tuning instructions for the musician and the audience and the dancer. Instructions on how to tune their mind and body and soul. Thank you. Tonight, as you watch this choreography and hear this music, I want you all to close your eyes and think, I am the composer of this music. See where your mind and body take you.
Somewhere blue forget-me-nots. I look out my window on empty parking lots. You know, it's not such a bad view.
What? Oh, where did...
Though I know how you feel. At the hospital, I could see the village. All those little houses, and still no one claimed to know what was happening to us.
I know my memory isn't very good, but, have we met?
No, my name is Frida.
I'm Lenora. May I ask how you got into my room?
I always wanted to go to America. It sounded so magical. But then came the Nazis. I felt so sure they wouldn't take an opera singer from Austria.
My mother was an opera singer in Hungary till she came over and sang with the Cleveland Orchestra.
Ah, that's where you got your music, eh? Maybe I'd have made it here if it weren't for that damn trap door on the stage. I lost my leg to that thing. They took me to a hospital with the dismembered and disabled. Undesirables. Liebenswertes Leben. Life unworthy of life. Who knew there could be such a thing? Why did they bring you here? What's your disability?
Oh, me? Oh, I'm just old. Although they do say I have a touch of Alzheimer's disease.
Alzheimer? He was my neighbor in Vienna. They named the disease after him. But seriously, aren't you worried what will happen to you here? They say hundreds of old people are dying right now in nursing homes here. I'd get out if I were you.
Well, actually, I think they call this assisted living.
So they'd like you to believe. Might be assisted dying, like on Tiergartenstrasse.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, but by tomorrow I won't even remember you were here.
Ah, well then, we'd better enjoy today. Or maybe find a way to get you out of here, eh?
Would you like a cup of tea? Oy vey, I left the water boiling in the kettle.
Now there's a solution. We can just burn the place down. A piano is sitting out in the hall. I'd like to go play it. We'd all have a ball. But we can't go out, no matter what. Just sitting here staring at empty parking lots. Be careful, my friend.
One lump or two? What?
Okay, got the form now.
When you just emailed, right? I'm looking at it.
Should we read each other?
You there now? Your staff's not,
Just me now, yeah.
but someone's in by 10, right? get you into bed?
Yeah. What about you? Anybody there?
Nurse just stepped out, just us. But like 5 minutes is all. And then they're going to take me for a test or next scan or something.
So, how was your day?
Don't joke. Come on, 5 minutes. That was yours.
Yeah.
Oh, God, there's a lot here. Is there a short form for him?
No, but we only need to discuss what's relevant to us.
Not much room for discussion, see? I think just go.
Okay. Name and number of.
Wait, camera bear, what about a witness?
Oh, shit. Okay, recording.
Wait, so will that count though?
I don't know. It has to. Come on, right? It has to.
You hear that? It has to.
Good. Okay. Name and number of chosen proxy.
Yes, you, duh. Next.
I direct my agent to make decisions according to my wishes, limitations. Is he or she?
Did I really say agent?
Yeah, I'm entitled to 10% of your pain.
Wasting time. Come on, check the box.
Well, this is for posterity, remember?
Yeah, well, Plymouth Rock. Posterity might run out after not too long.
Please don't say that.
God. Any other hard day, we'd meet at our corner after work. Go get a drink.
Talk it out before coming home.
I'll meet you
at our corner. If a blood transfer is necessary, do you consent?
Yes.
And what is your blood type?
You know my blood type.
R? Q?
AB positive.
AB positive, sure.
It hurts a little to laugh, Barry. So stop being so not funny. Jesus, babe, when did we last recertify your home care workers? The approval letter that your staff could keep working overnight.
I don't know, last year. I think there's still a month before.
Okay.
You check this one out. If it were for me.
In a situation where it is necessary to remove one or both of your lower limbs, how do you respond?
So long. Hey, legs, what have you done for me lately? So one or more of your lower, God, it actually says one or more, not both. How many do you think you have? Anyway, where it is necessary to remove one or more of your lower limbs, how do you respond?
I respond, bear long, so well. There are worse things to break away.
Yeah, what I thought you'd say. And if other life-saving measures are necessary to.
I mean, yes. Unless, well, until after a while, well, you'd talk to the doctors and, decide.
Yeah. It's hard.
Remember in our early months when like the pivot lift or taking off a shirt were the hard things?
Mm-hmm. Well, we've mastered the taking off a shirt moves.
We're on camera. Let's keep
So for organs?
Yes. I mean, everything, sure. What good are they to me?
I knew, I think. Me too. Then there's stuff about burial or music, wishes for.
That's. No, God, let's not. Okay.
But if we don't, then we didn't. Then
You'll know what I want.
I will.
But Kim, in the next few days.
If they connect you to air, it's our air breathing together.
And if they connect me to blood.
And it's my generations and your generations
My generation.
bleeding into each other's veins. I just call in, they put me beside you on a screen. Damn, I really want to be there with you.
You're always here next to me. You're here right now. Will you text me when whoever comes? You're getting ready for bed. Oh, shoot.
What?
They're back to bring me.
Shit. Jesse, I think you need to.
Oh, okay. This is the plan. These are my wishes, hereby signed me.
You know that I
do. Do you know?
Yeah, I know too. Hey, if you get lost,
If you get lost.
meet up on our corner, okay?
We'll meet up at our corner.
I met him at the front door and we made small talk walking up the stairs, which was especially awkward because some of my housemates were hanging out in the living room watching us, which is always fun. But I swear he must have thought I was drunk off my ass with how tightly I was holding onto the banister to keep my balance. I was basically pulling myself up the stairs, and granted, it was almost midnight on a Saturday night, so being drunk probably would have been a cooler excuse than anything else, but he didn't even say anything about it. So we went to my room, and after a tiny dorm room tour, we ended up sitting on the couch together, which was definitely better than sitting on the floor, but also it was weird to be sitting next to someone you're trying to talk to. So I ended up kind of sitting sideways on the couch, which he kind of did too, so I think it was fine. And we talked for like an hour, I think. We talked about, well, I mean, he's a neuroscience major, I think. I mean, I felt totally fine the entire time we were talking, but I couldn't stop thinking, like, what if he kissed me and we started making out and all of a sudden my body just shut down? What happens then? But when he did finally kiss me, he slid his hands around my waist over the exposed skin where my shirt had ridden up from leaning in to kiss him. I got these chills down my spine, like the total opposite of every other feeling I get. I can't even remember the last time someone touched me like that. For a split second, it filled my whole body with so much adrenaline and excitement, and I don't even know the word for it. It was so, I don't know. But then he asked about my boundaries and what I wanted to do, which I guess isn't a but at all, because that's exactly what I wanted him to ask, especially since I have to kill the mood with that one. So I started the monologue I've been practicing in my head since we started talking weeks ago. I told him I wanted to take things slowly, mostly because that's just who I am and how I am, and I need that slowness. And before he jumped in, I told him that it's also because I just had the surgery and it was really serious and it's been a really hard recovery after a really long time dealing with my injury. And I was feeling really uncomfortable with myself. Like I couldn't be good for someone else. And so I haven't even hooked up with anyone. And I just need to be really careful with myself physically and emotionally because I guess I really like you and I really like kissing you. And by then I was totally out of breath. And he saw how flushed I was. And then he smiled at me. I know he was being sweet, and I know he knew that that was a really awkward time for me to start getting in depth about my health. But at the same time, I felt like he was just okay with it. He didn't ask anything else, just if I was okay, nothing else. And he saw how flushed I was, and he smiled at me. I know he was being really sweet. I know he knew that it was a really awkward time for me to start talking about an in-depth conversation about my health. But at the same time, it felt like he was just okay with it. He didn't ask anything else, just if I was okay and nothing else. He just kissed me again. Really deeply and slowly, and as if it didn't matter that underneath my clothes, my skin, is a body that looks more like an 80-year-old than a 21-year-old, which I didn't understand because that's all I can see. And he pulled me really close against him, and I slid my fingers through his hair, and he kissed my neck as more and more of his skin touched more and more of mine. I became hyper aware of every bit of myself, but not the same kind of hyper aware that I think about when I'm in pain. Well, I mean, of course, at first, it was stress, anxiety, and fear, knowing that any second I could shift the wrong way, pinching a nerve, and who knows what would have happened. But he didn't feel that fear. He felt the excitement and attraction I had when he smiled at me. Those same shaking nerves, the ones that threatened to trap themselves in my spinal canal at any second, shutting my body down, they started to feel warm and fuzzy. I mean, he wasn't exploring this whole body of damage and degradation. He was exploring how his skin felt against mine and how my hair fell on his face. And he explored the contours of my figure and how my body fit into his arms and how our fingers intertwined and how we held each other about to fall asleep. And I wasn't thinking about the proper way to sleep, according to what my doctor says will put the least amount of pressure on my nerves, because somehow the way his legs wrapped around mine and my head lay on his chest, it was safe and comfortable. I mean, I haven't felt comfortable in, I can't even remember how long.
I feel closest to my family. I'm a good person. I am kind, honest, trustworthy. I am strong. I'm a
Scientists describe the universe in terms of two theories, the general theory of relativity and quantum mechanics. These two theories are known to be inconsistent with each other. They can't both be correct.
Lights up on Stephen and his companion playing chess. Stephen is not yet in a wheelchair.
According to Darwin's theory of natural selection, there are variations in the genetic material of different individuals. Some are more likely to reproduce than others.
What are you saying?
If you give up all your other functions, except your reasoning abilities, you will not be eliminated by the natural selection. On the contrary,
If you give up all your other functions except your reasoning abilities, you will not be able to procreate.
if you give up all your other functions except your reasoning abilities, you will not waste any energy on anything else except your reasoning abilities, which means you might be able to reason your way out of the contradiction.
How do I give up all my other functions?
Check.
In Persian, checkmate means the king is dead.
In Pashto, it means he's not dead, but merely broken, destroyed, and defeated.
And abandoned to his fate.
Sunday in the park. Woman is pushing Stephen, who is now in the wheelchair, drooling. They are followed by people pushing others in wheelchairs. Stephen's mind is drowning in numbers and mathematical equations.
It's such a beautiful day. On such a beautiful day, you just really want to live. You're so grateful for the life you have. You should be thankful for the life you have. It's such a sunny day. We should enjoy every day we have. We should be thankful for every day we have. You're so strong and so inspiring. I feel so inspired by you. You're such an inspiration. It's so inspiring. The longer you live, the more inspiring you are. I am more and more inspired. I can just burst with inspiration. The inspiration just fills me up like a great orgasmic explosion. It's such a beautiful day. On such a day, you really are inspired. You appreciate what you have. You should appreciate what you have. I am so inspired. You're so inspiring. It's such a sunny day.
Dr. Stephen Hawking now opposes Kill the Cripples Quick. Stephen and his companion continue to play chess. Stephen is in a wheelchair, but he is still able to move his hands and speak.
With the advent of quantum mechanics, we have come to recognize that events cannot be predicted with complete accuracy. In any closed system, entropy always increases with time.
How much time?
Depends.
On what? What's the cost?
What do you think?
You are a burden.
A burden.
Not
Be
a burden.
Be a burden.
Being a burden.
A burden.
Such
On
a beautiful day.
I were a burden.
If I were a burden, I could never live as a burden. Your loved one be a burden.
Dignity.
You wouldn't
Want to be a burden.
And taxpayer.
Stephen and his companion are almost finished with their game. Stephen is in his wheelchair and can no longer move or speak. Stephen's companion makes a chess move for Stephen and then for himself.
Checkmate.
Stephen's companion takes out a piece of paper and a pen.
I do give both body and soul full power to fetch or carry the said body and soul, flesh and blood, until the end of time.
He puts the pen in Stephen's limp hand and signs the paper in Stephen's name.
And mercy.
Dignity.
Full and dignified. Be a burden.
With dignity.
With dignity. Be a burden.
Cruelty.
To be a burden.
Dr. Stephen Hawking now believes that he would prefer to die if he had nothing more to contribute and was just a burden to those around him.
Lights dim. Two streams of light on two figures on the opposite ends of the stage. On stage right, a woman is standing, holding a little girl in a red coat. Next to her, the girl's empty wheelchair. On the other end of the stage is the doctor.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We don't have any beds for people whose quality of life cannot be assured.
Good morning, class.
Good
morning,
Mr. Moody.
Very funny. Welcome to Power Etiquette 101. Open your textbooks to page 101, chapter 6, the do's and don'ts of superheroing. 1, no nose picking.
It's not cool, Moody.
Hey, watch where you're aiming that snot rocket, booger boy.
Sorry, sir. It will not happen again.
Ugh! That is like totally gross. Here is like a tissue for your issue.
Oh, thank you. Do you not want it back? Well, more for me then.
Oh my god. That's like so gross. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Number 2, be kind and friendly heroes.
I can do that. Ew! Get that gross, unwashed hand away from me, germ boy.
That's not a nice thing to say. And my name's Booger Boy.
Well, okay then. Booger boy, wash your hands.
Wash my hands? What's that supposed to mean?
She's saying, get clean, stupid. You are so disgusting. Washing your hands would be a huge improvement.
What did you say, Jock? I don't pay attention to bullies.
Oh, is that right? Well then, how about this? You leave Kleenex girl alone, shut up and sit down in class before I park my foot up your ass.
Okay, that's enough. No fighting in my class, otherwise you could just march yourself down to the principal's office. Do I make myself clear?
Yes,
Yes, Mr. Moody.
We understand.
Why does my job have to be such a super bummer? I did not go to Powerstopia College for nothing. Okay, class, don't forget to study for next week's test on the do's and don'ts of superheroing with your mandatory study partners.
Aha.
Partners are listed outside. Outside. God, I hate my job.
You already bullied me in class. What do you want now?
What do I want? Oh yeah, you to stay away from Kleenex girl with your icky boogers.
They're not icky. They're precious to me. Each one holds a story. See, this one is from right before lunch break. I sneezed and it landed on the edge of the cafeteria tray.
Are you serious? I mean, that's like totally gross. I can't believe you're talking to them too. Ugh.
Kleenex girl, this conversation had nothing to do with you, so why bother interjecting?
Shut up, nerd. Well, I don't care who you're paired with, as long as you're not paired with Snot Rocket over here.
Good one.
Speaking of study partners, we should all go see who we're paired with.
For once, Snotty, that's not a bad idea.
Oh.
No.
What the hell? This can't be right.
Oh, it's definitely right.
Ah!
What the heck, Moody? Why would you sneak up on us like that?
I was not sneaking up on you like that. You just were at each other's throats so much that you didn't hear me coming.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, but what doesn't make sense? Why on earth would you pair me up with this gross hero?
You two need to learn how to work together. Your behavior in class shows that. Plus, this is the best way to do that, and it was just too good of an opportunity to pass up.
Man, I thought I was mean. Don't mess with her, man.
You two need to set up 2 times to work together this week, understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mr. Strap. Come see me for your detention.
Oh, crap. Not again.
Cuban Revolutionary Romance by Cookies Robledo. Our love story begins at one of the most famous beach resorts in Varadero, Cuba. Our protagonists, Eduardo and Gisela, are both spending summer vacation with their families. Eduardo is very taken with Gisela and is trying to convince her to go on a date with him. Despite Gisela's hesitation, Eduardo is not taking no for an answer.
I don't know.
Why not?
Because I barely know you. And my father is looking right at us. I think you offended him.
I just offered to teach you how to swim, and he got all mad for no reason.
Well, considering that I'm practically an adult, and we've been coming to Varadero every summer to swim, I think my father knows what your intentions are.
It's just one date.
Well...
Our young lover, Eduardo, looks down at the sand and rubs his feet into it, thinking that all is lost. Suddenly, he looks up with a smile and with an idea.
Come with me.
Why?
Ay, Gisela. Don't worry about it. Just trust me.
Eduardo takes Gisela's hand. They run back to the hotel and sneak off into the hotel kitchen. Eduardo and Gisela manage to sneak by the busboy and all the way to the pantry.
Would you like to see a magic trick?
Magic trick?
Yes. I can poke a straw all the way through a potato.
Oh, are you serious? No, there's no way you can.
Oh, really? Well, how about we place a little bet? If I can poke this straw all the way through a potato, you have to go on a date with me.
And if you can't, what do I get?
Oh, I know I can.
Nah, no way. I bet there's no way you can do it. I should get something out of this bet too.
Fair enough. What do you want?
Gisela pauses for a moment to think of the perfect bet. She knows it has to be something big and something she can get away with.
You have to babysit my younger brother tomorrow afternoon.
Deal. But that won't happen. Watch me.
Our young lover looks around the pantry until he finds the perfect potato. He then grabs a straw and gets in place to perform the trick of a lifetime.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I will now attempt the unimaginable, the impossible. I will now pierce this very straw through this potato. 1.
Can he do it?
2.
There is no way he can.
3.
Oh my heavens, he did it! I can't believe it! And it looks like Gisela can't believe it either. She looks at the potato. Her jaw drops, speechless with amazement.
How did you?
Ay, mi amor. A magician never reveals his tricks.
Ah, there it is. From one flirtatious smile to another, the connection is undeniable. Gisela's feelings are so intense. She has been struck by the thunderbolt.
So, how about that date?
Suddenly, the pantry opens, and an angry cook starts yelling at the two lovers. Óyame, get out of here, or I'll call the police! Yeah!
Meet me at the beach, 7 p.m. tonight.
Eduardo and Gisela rush out of the pantry and go their separate ways until it is time to meet. As the afternoon turns to dusk, Gisela walks out of the hotel and meets Eduardo, who is ready to receive her. They walk along the beach, chatting about their families, realizing that the spark and chemistry between them is undeniably strong.
Wait a second. Your whole family comes all the way from Camagüey to Varadero every summer? But this is the first summer that you're staying at this hotel?
Yes. Our usual hotel was booked, so we found this one last minute.
And this was the first summer we decided to come here. Imagine. If you had gone to that other hotel, I would not have met you.
Oh, look. Eduardo just took Gisela's hands. They are just perfect together. To be continued.
Hi, just these items, please. Yeah, it's movie tonight with my daughter Elizabeth. She loves her popcorn and Coke. Can hardly watch a movie without them. Me personally, I could take or leave popcorn. I hate the way it gets in your teeth. You have a daughter too? How old? 12, huh? You just wait until she gets to be a teenager. That's when the trouble really starts. Oh, not that my daughter's trouble. She's great. She just, well, she's sad a lot of the time. No, not boy troubles. She's actually not, it's not a specific trouble. She's just sad. That's actually why we're having a movie night. We have them when she's feeling really down, and Grease is her favorite movie. It used to be on Netflix for a while, but they took it off. And then it was on Hulu, so I got a Hulu subscription. And then it was on Showtime, so I got a Showtime subscription. But this time, I couldn't find it on any streaming service. Oh, thank goodness I was able to find it here. I buy a lot of DVDs, actually. They have them here for so cheap, especially older movies. And Beth loves older movies. I remember one time I bought a bunch of them and brought them back to her. She sat up in bed and smiled a bigger smile than I'd seen in months. I nearly cried right then and there. It was so easy to bring a temporary smile to her face. But I wanted to say or do something that would make it more than temporary. She asked if we could watch one together that night, and I nearly jumped for joy. We made popcorn and ordered pizza for dinner and settled in. But it's not always so easy, as I'm sure you know. It's been 3 years since Elizabeth was diagnosed with depression, that is. I'm still not used to talking about it, honestly. Oh, I know a handful of DVDs isn't a cure for what she's dealing with, but I do know that she needs me to be there for her in any way I can. So I tell her that if she just keeps trying, well, we can watch Grease 20 more times, I guess. I could probably recite the movie better than Olivia Newton-John herself. Gee, I guess I've talked your ear off long enough. Thanks for listening, and best of luck with your daughter. I should get home and get this movie started.
Mama Hammock for Amori. Held in a long cloth peel of fabric, balanced in the late summer air, within my hands, the seed of you, and within me, the ready soil. I asked myself one last time, and one last time there in the dark, the thick dark. I said yes, and I opened. 30 months came and went. 30 months of you. A lentil, a grape, a kiwi, an apple, a grapefruit, a melon, a head crowning a ring of fire deep inside me. When you were born, since I was an asexual, single mom by choice, the doctor asked me if I wanted to cut the cord. I said, no, you could do it, unceremoniously, not because it was meaningless, but because it held too much meaning. It was as touching the Ark of the Covenant, as laying Isaac upon the sticks. My miracle that I DIY inseminated in the woods, my very own, asexually reproduced, sweet baby Christmas. I held you to my chest, both of us still spattered with the blood of life's first breath. I didn't look at your face. I didn't give you a name. I didn't count your fingers or toes. I just felt you there. Felt everything. Felt 20 years of waiting, of longing so loud it would take months postpartum to quiet, with long zombie mom walks around Target in the time before masks. After, you learned how to walk in May, right around your first birthday. We decorated with caution tape and toilet paper. I ordered your gifts online and put them in old Christmas bags. There were no guests. You learned how to say mama, alone in a room with me. My little chicken nugget. My little gold nugget. Oh, Nuggy, my heart broke that I couldn't give you the world that waits still behind a wall of pathogens your disabled mother cannot cross. So I bought you a shaggy green carpet and painted your walls sky blue, the kind of blue you only see on summer nights just before the most vibrant sunsets. I decorated with star-shaped mirrors to catch the light and reflect a dream of outside. I hung a planetarium projector and tucked the bed we share inside a pop-up tent, of course with windows. And every night I ask you, do you want to sleep in your crib or do you want to snuggle Mama in our tent? And every night you say, Mama. I hold you, watch your eyes droop as you look up at ceiling projections of Saturn and blue Neptune swept with swirls of the fastest winds in our solar system. And every night, as sure as Neptune rises, like a groove in a record at the beginning of a lovely song, a sound. I remember the night I created the groove. I was holding you, and I released as breath the pain of feeling forgotten, of being shut in since March to keep our disabled family alive. I sighed a sigh as great as sighs can sigh, and then you sighed a baby sigh, an echo of that 2020 breath of endless breezy sighs your mama hammock swings and sways you in. I laughed, and then that nugget sound. You laughed. As a child blown in a gentle gale laughs in a friend of wind, and suddenly the room was empty of the world and full of you. And you were there again on my breast just born, me swaying you, as in that hammock when you weren't yet conceived. And I was looking up through night stars at what could be. All of time at once. All of time stopped. your head upon my chest, your heartbeat, creating time anew. And as you giggled into dreams, I swayed in gentle, teary, sighing laughs, reliably moored to you through all earth's storms to keep you ever close in warmest, safest breath.
I was desperate to have this surgery, but I had to wait for my skull to stop growing and for science to develop enough to drill through it. The two were almost in a race with each other.
I'm sorry, Lance. I know you wrote it and lived it, but let me tell them. I mean, they hired me. They hired us for a reason. You can't represent yourself any more than the moon can shine itself onto a pair of lovers.
That makes sense and even sounds like me.
Because you wrote it. Here, you play it, I'll sing it, he'll sign it, they'll hear it however they hear it. Let's hit it. Every night, I would lie with my left ear down on the pillow to block out the world and write nocturnes on my right side. By day, they would send beeps in octaves and fifths through my skull and make me raise my hand every time something came through. But I already had the nocturnes there. So it was impossible to tell the difference between the music I had made the night before and the sound they were trying to make reach me. I spent my childhood raising my hand to invisible sounds. Talk about the Wild West.
What the doctors don't tell you. In a soundproof box, you can hear the sounds of your own body. The low hum of the heartbeat and the high whir of the nervous system. And then whatever it is a composer hears when the world shuts itself out.
This is what a hearing test sounds like. They lock you in a box with no air. Through glass, an attendant watches you and takes notes. In between the beep tests, they would say,
"Repeat after me. Sailboat. Toothbrush. Football." And the attendant's voice would get quieter and quieter with each syllable until he would. Boyfriend, husband.
Brandon, who is also Lance, begins to dance as the beeps overlap in rhythm.
Sailboat.
Sailboat.
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush.
Football.
Football.
If I had known that I would never see her face again, I might have stared a little longer. Memorized the way her left eyebrow arches every time I make a grammatical error, or the way her steel gray-blue eyes sparkle when she bites the inside of her cheeks to stop herself from laughing at something that she finds inappropriately funny, which is all the time. Or her perpetually cracked lips. Mom, put on some chapstick. Chapstick's a crock of shit. You put it on and 5 minutes later, you got to put it on again. My mom. The last face I ever saw. No, not saw. Recognized. She leans down, squeezes my hand, kisses my forehead, and tries very hard to hold back the tears welling up in her eyes. Mom, if anything happens, nothing's going to happen. You're going to be fine. I love you, Mom. I love you too, honey. I'll be right here when you get back. She leans down, kisses me again, and they wheel me away into a very bright and very cold operating room, where a team of doctors cut open my head and take out a tiny piece of my brain, along with my short-term memory, my ability to walk and talk, 3/4 of my vision, and my ability to recognize faces. I won't understand what has happened for a very long time. Having a brain injury is confusing because you don't know what you don't know. You doubt everything. You don't know what's real. You don't know if you're in the right world. That's sort of what it feels like. It feels like I'm in a slightly alternate reality. A surreal reality. A surreality? I recognize bits of the world around me. It feels familiar, but everything's a little bit off. I swear. The floor is made of water, and the walls are breathing just a little too loud. Everything is off. I don't understand. Is it me, or is it the world? I have no answers, only questions that no one can answer. And when the doctors come in and chastise me for not saying something sooner, I want to scream, I don't understand. But the truth is, they are the ones who will never understand. They will never understand the complexities of living in multiple realities at the same time. And how do I explain that to someone who only lives in one? How do I find the words when words have been taken away and hidden from me, like the best chocolate in an Easter egg hunt? I can never explain to them what it's like to watch the ocean waves crash in purple, red, and green, or to see sounds and hear colors, or to develop a new language just so I can talk to my body and beg it to work for the next 3 minutes, or that the isolation and loneliness that I feel while surrounded by people that I love are excruciating and infinite. They will never understand, so I don't even try. I just say, who is it? Every time somebody speaks. They think I'm joking, because I'm a joker. The joke gets old. It's not a joke. What do you mean, who is it? It's me. Oh, who's me? Michael, knock it off. You're not funny. It's Paul, my best friend of over 30 years. I immediately recognize his tone, but his face is gone. No, not gone. But like in the movies when somebody is about to rob a bank, so they put pantyhose over their face, the face is still there, but the features have melted away. Like a Mr. Potato Head, without any of the accessories. Then another potato head comes in to take my blood pressure, and 2 more come in, followed by my parents' voices. I may not be able to see them, but they're impossible to miss. No, it's not that I don't see them. Their faces don't compute. I'm very confused. And this confusion leads to more unanswerable questions. And questions lead to anxiety. And anxiety takes me directly to the holy trinity of Catholic thought distortions. Fear, guilt, and shame. Fear that I don't understand what's happening. Guilt that I don't recognize my own parents' faces. And shame that there is something very wrong with me. Shame that I'm broken. But I know what to do. I push it down and bury it and pretend that nothing's wrong. Oh, but pretending nothing's wrong leads to panic attacks in the worst possible moments. I stop going out for fear of offending someone when they say hello, and I have to say, who is it? They don't understand. How can they? And let's face it, nobody has a long enough attention span for me to explain it to them. So I compensate by trying really quickly to memorize what people are wearing or to identify people by recognizing their voice or their energy. Anything to make me feel safe. Like when people come up to me and immediately say,
"Hi, Michael Shutt. It's Cece.
It's Nathan.
It's Megan."
That's such a gift. The gift of a moment without fear, guilt, and shame. A moment of being seen.
And record. All right, what's up, everybody? It's Felix with your daily blog update. I just wanted to fill you guys in on what happened today and the outcome of our bet. Yes, that's right. My roommate Charlie and I are on bet number 3 of this year, and your boy won. That's right. The score is 3-0.
Who are you talking to?
What? I'm doing my vlog, dude. Shut up.
Did you just call yourself your boy?
So today was a wild one. Charlie's girlfriend, Mallory, you guys know Mallory. She was freaking out all day because her mom decided to show up out of the blue. And her mom hates Charlie, by the way.
Okay, but that's not completely true.
Yo, and okay, get this. We're like super broke, right? Charlie and me, and our water bill was literally through the roof. Insane amount, all because Mallory is basically like living with us now, and she uses a crazy amount of water.
Dude.
And it's kind of like, how the hell can we pay this all off by tomorrow? So I had the brilliant idea to get Charlie to rush to his job at the restaurant next door. And it's the holiday season. So guess what that means? That's right. He was flush with tips. Only he was super against it because, oh, Felix, I can't leave Mallory's mom while she's visiting. She'll hate me even more than she already does.
I don't sound like that.
So that's when I made the bet. I was like, I bet you can't do before Mallory and her mom notice. And he was all like, you're on. But get this. They noticed. Oh, they hardcore noticed because Charlie, if you're watching this, I love you, man. But you're not subtle.
All right, yeah, boy. You know what?
Come on, dude. I'm in the middle of something here.
Just turn it off. Pass me that envelope, yeah. At least we got this done. Turn this in later today.
Awesome. But you didn't win the bet.
Yeah, I'm aware. The whole world heard your vlog.
So that's 3-0 for the year, right?
You know what? You're welcome for not letting us get evicted. And Mal and I made up, so we're good.
Oh, she's not mad about it anymore?
No, we talked about it and everything.
So you're going to try meeting Mal's mom again sometime?
Yeah. Why? So you think you're going to accept Mally's mom's internship offer?
No, probably not. I don't feel like moving out to Philly. And I mean, besides, I'm pretty happy whenever I got my best buddy with me.
But even like after graduation, after law school, where do you think you'll be?
Pema really got you upset about the future, huh?
Yeah, kind of. Just, I don't know, we were talking earlier, and she wants to move in together. I mean, it may not happen for a while. I mean, graduation is like months away, but I'm considering it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. Like, look, I mean, I'm never going to be able to properly be there for Mal if I can't, be there for Mal.
You're there for her now.
You know what I mean.
No, I really don't. Her mom doesn't like you, so why do you keep trying?
Because she's my girlfriend? Are you kidding?
And how much longer do you think that will be if her mom still doesn't approve?
Well, it's lasted this long. Like, what is going on? Like, why aren't you being cool about this? Is this about us? You think this is going to affect anything? I mean, you must have known we weren't going to live together forever, dude. And I think this is a good chance for us individually to figure out where we're going and what we want.
You know what? Forget I said anything. It sounds like a good plan. Have fun living with her.
You know, the whole reason I brought this up was because I didn't want to leave you hanging. And if you take the internship, then we can
I'm going to go give this to our landlord.
Felix, dude.
First date, 8 months. Shit, wait.
This sucks. Why did I say yes? I haven't washed my hair in weeks.
I guess she seems cool.
He seems smart. Good school.
She likes art.
I think he has a dog.
What does looking for adventure mean?
What if I say something wrong like usual?
What if I come on too strong like usual? Hey.
Hey.
I'm Tanner.
Lily.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Can you see me okay?
You look great. Sorry. Lag.
No sweat. You too. I bet.
Wait, are you? Like, can you not?
They say that love is blind.
I thought that was a joke.
Nope.
Well, shit. I'm sorry, I didn't
Don't
mean
worry
to.
about it. You're still doing better than like usual.
This is so awkward. I miss being together like usual.
Yeah, but at least you can still do all the weird first date stuff like this.
I mean, I guess.
So tell me about yourself.
I got my degree in the South, major in liberal
brothers
arts,
and sisters,
and now I make
youngest of
drinks
four.
at a place near
My
the park. Honestly,
parents
people
are
freak me
great,
out.
but they
I don't do
worry
well in
about
crowds.
everything
I'd rather be
like money
outside
and
or
murderers.
drinking
Last time did not go very well to your relationship. We did not stay friends, but my darkest secret is I don't get Game of Thrones. Same here. See? This isn't too bad.
So far, so good.
It's going better than I thought it would.
Often by this point, I'm wishing I had just stayed home.
I mean, you did.
Fair enough.
This beats trying to pick a place to talk like usual.
Or panic attacks out on the sidewalk like usual.
Or like when you pick a place but it's way too loud and you can't hear anything the other person is saying, so you just have to go like,
Or like when the food is super expensive, but you feel bad ordering it, but also you're very, very hungry.
Or like when you ask the Uber driver to drop you off at the Vietnamese place you decided to meet at, but they drop you off across the street at a laundromat and you can't understand why the Vietnamese place smells like a fresh spring breeze and has washers in it.
Is that a thing that happens on dates?
Not this year. This is so much better than like usual. Okay. Good night.
Sweet dreams.
sleep tight.
Maybe would it be okay for us to talk again real soon?
I bet this becomes a lot more usual. Honestly, I really like you, Jewel. Good night.
Good night.
Banana table. Banana table. Oh, yep. Banana table.
Whoa, that's a really good banana table.
Mm-hmm.
You want it?
Yeah.
We don't have to get it if you don't want it.
No. I've always wanted a banana table.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. Banana girl.
Banana guy, I love you even more than bananas. Maybe that's why I love you so much. You look just like a banana.
Thanks. Oh, hey. Banana pool table.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can we please get that too?
Oh, I was just joking. I mean, I don't really, you know.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess we could get it if you want.
It's okay. Can we please get a banana swimming pool?
Now?
No, just for later, alligator, when we live in a real banana house.
This is real.
You know what I mean. Never mind.
I didn't mean it like that.
Just...
Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone.
Doot, 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 doot. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
Banana phone. Gosh. All this stuff because of that song.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, the banana room. The whole darn thing. 'Cause banana phone.
No.
You were like, I want a banana phone. Can we get a banana phone? Like the song? And like, voila. 1 year later.
It wasn't like that at all.
How so?
I got you that banana phone. It was for you. You talked all the time about how you loved bananas. It was your favorite food. This is you. I don't even talk like that.
I think we remember the banana phone differently.
Well, I remember it perfectly.
We don't have to live in the banana room. We can dump all this.
Don't say that! Why would you even say that? When this year gets okay again, I'll make the whole wide world a banana world, just for you.
You don't have to do that.
But I want to.
Please, don't give too much.
I'll do anything for you.
I'm sorry I talk so much about banana stuff.
Just don't be. I adored you.
Really?
You were just so easy peasy to adore. It was just like having a crush on a banana. And now you're here with me, my perfect, perfect, perfect banana guy. It was so hard being away for so long.
Do you think we'd still be together if we hadn't been apart?
This feeling, it's so appealing for us to get together and sing.
They call it a personality disorder. And the name implies that there is no cure, that there is something wrong with you at your very core, in your personality, and that thus you are unfixable. When I finally accepted the unassailable truth that the thing that was wrong with me was in my personality, there was a sense of peace. I was never getting better. Not all the way. I could stop looking for answers, for cures, and start learning to live around my disability. The treatment for borderline personality disorder is DBT, dialectic behavioral therapy. I would take as many courses of treatment as necessary to keep my illness in check and learn tricks to make my daily life more manageable. Being an inherently broken person is, for me, lying sunken at the bottom of a pool, staring up at the surface through eyes like peeling pearls, my pruny fingers reaching up towards a world that I can't quite grasp, my hair swirling around my face, obscuring my view. This drowned twilit realm in all of its decayed splendor was where I lived in the depths of my despair, and it shivered with a power that both horrified and delighted me. I inhabited this uncanny domain and cast it about me like a miasma. The people I lived with, my dear family, could not see the murky waters surrounding them, but they felt it. They watched me click and flail as I fought for air, and I hated them for it. Why didn't they rescue me from this thick, sucking sluice? I never dreamed that they too were holding their breath, waiting for me to lift the spell. Then came the program. Everyone said that this was the right treatment for me, that this would be the thing to really help me, change my life. It was left unspoken, if this doesn't save her, nothing will. My disability that I was going to chronically manage and treat with clever tricks had ceased to be manageable and become terminal. A series of events, almost comical in their extremity, had led me inexorably to a place where if radical action were not taken with haste, I would be forever lost to my colliginous waters. A human life on a negative exponential curve, I was desperate, yet feverishly determined. The program was not DBT. It wasn't going to teach me tricks to play on my mind to mitigate my black and white thinking. They weren't going to filter my pool. Instead of stocking it with metastasizing plants and nibbling little fish, they were going to drain it. In group, we dissect ourselves. We anatomize every aspect of our behaviors and personalities. We study each aspect from every angle, and we stare at our flaws. It is not a place for sympathy. We are discouraged from simply validating each other, because validation does not challenge the self, and thus teaches nothing. We are discouraged from offering concrete solutions, because we are not there to fix a one-time problem, but to fix a lifetime of past and future problems. This is a place where it was your fault. This is a place to know yourself, to look at the parts of yourself that you can't bear to look at, and to shine a light on them for you and everyone else to bear witness to. We cannot see the doctors' faces because the light is shining in our eyes. The gown is thin and scratchy, as much paper as it is fabric. The scalpel is in our hand, and we couldn't tell them if they gave it to us or if we conjured it from the ether. Perhaps we conjured them. We're on our knees in a clapboard church in the summer heat, rocking in the first row of pews, and we know that we don't belong. Not only because we are unclean, but because we are a non-believer. Well-behaved women seldom make history. The grooves in the wooden floor are digging into our knees, and it hurts. And we know that when we leave, we will be tamed. The murky pool, with all of its power and mystery, will be dried up by the might of God. The scalpel is followed by pain, and we scream that we don't want to, but we never slow our hand. This is going to save us. This is going to make us good. If we learn to detest the sinner, to abjure the profane, then we will be pure, demure, lovely. The hammer, the chisel, the scalpel, and then we're not crying anymore. We're not anything anymore. A dry basin, an exercise demon, a well-behaved woman. I remember those pearls that were her eyes.
There are red threads that run from the top of my head to the length of all 20 nails, and I can only see them when I step through the mirror, and only then can I really see them. There's 3 that are slightly brown, like dried blood, and they tangle right below my rib cage. And I would have never noticed if I just stayed outside the mirror. But one day, I think it was a Thursday, the sunlight hit the mirror just right, and revealed a crack in the glass big enough for me to squeeze through. And I was still here, but I was also there, watching my threads stretch and narrowly avoid each other, except these 3, rust red and tangled. That's one of my favorite adult Disney films, but my absolute favorite is the 1997 Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston, and I know it's technically a different branch of the Mouse Company, but it still counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? Sorry. One more time? It was the lack of impossibility. The music, she said, was in me. And I believed it. I believed it until I didn't. Until I stepped through the mirror and saw those 3 rust red threads. Trans. attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And the last, fading in and out, autistic. I was so tangled there, just like these threads, and I used to tug and snip and pull, but they wouldn't budge, just get more tangled, and I never wanted to see what was at the end of them, these threads, and I never let anyone inside the mirror, never, and I never wanted anyone to see them, these threads, rust red, and so I kept my head down, and I hope no one noticed, and I made a list of all the things these threads, rust red, made impossible for me. Focus. A steady job. Love. Eye contact. Feeling desired. Living on my own. One night of peace and quiet. The list is longer, but you get it. All these impossibilities, pen to paper every night that I stepped through that glass. I tried to remove myself from these threads, rust, freaking, red, and one night I stopped myself from entering and I just closed my eyes and I picked up the mirror and I threw it away. And the years went by and I held my arms at my sides, swallowed. Any irregular sounds, chewed them until unrecognizable. But one day, a woman appeared in my room. She was holding my mirror, impossibly so, I thought, but there she was. She looked just like the fairy godmother in my favorite film, and she held out her hand. I lifted mine from where it was stuck at my side and took hers. And she transported me into the mirror. We stood face to face with those threads, rust red, and she led me past the tangles right to their end. There was music playing, and so many people with so many rust red threads crossing off their lists of impossibilities, stimming, calling me over, their threads wanting to connect with mine. What they don't tell you about eye contact is how good it feels when you love someone. And I'm not talking about romance as we know it, but love. When one of your threads finds its way to one of theirs, and suddenly it doesn't take so much effort. When you stim and they don't move a muscle except to say your name 5 minutes later and remind you to drink a glass of water. Impossible. Things are happening every day. The more I look at them, the more their color looks like rubies.
what I receive. Now broken heart or flaming mind could do the same as hundreds standing next to you. Let us take it day by day.
Walking down my high school hallway, on my way to meet my crew. I see a friend sitting alone. I say, come on, we've got room for you. Be kind, be kind, be kind. It always brightens the mind. After I performed in a show, some kids were going out to eat. A girl asked me to join, this felt like a treat. Be kind, be kind, be kind. You never know what you'll find. Smiles on people's faces can really take you places. Be kind, be kind, be